Have you ever cried at a movie? I've cried at Scoob. I think the first movie I ever cried at was Bridge to Terabithia. I've cried at a lot of movies. JayBee.
Oh man, I never used to cry, and now I'm such a softie. Like the scene in Lilo and Stitch when he reads The Ugly Duckling gets me every time. Jesse's flashback from Toy Story 2 gets me every time. Like I'm tearing up actually just thinking about it. So yeah, I cry watching many movies.
Sophie.
Never cried at anything.
You're
So yeah, I'm
lucky.
not
I
one.
wish.
No.
I wish. Dan?
Yeah, I'm a big softie, so I have never been able to watch Coco without crying at the end of that. I do cry at the end of Inside Out.
Oh yeah, we were
Mm.
watching that
I
yesterday.
yeah, I cry at the end of All Dogs Go to Heaven.
Mm.
And actually, there's one time I've ever cried in the cinema, and I'm so embarrassed to admit it, but I was full on in tears at Avengers Endgame when Iron Man died. I sat in the cinema and cried.
Oh my gosh, I cried at that too, and then I ended up crying all the way home. So
Yeah.
JB's favorite character was Iron Man, and because I can be quite mean. Like when he was about to die, I looked at JB and I was like watching him to see if he did, and he didn't. And I was like, all right, okay. And then we were watching the funeral bit, and they were like, oh, they do know that we achieved it. And I just burst into tears. It was one of the first Avengers movie I'd ever seen. And I'd been watching JB waiting to be like, oh, you cried. And it was me. I was crying my eyes out, managed to stop before JB realised, because he'd been like, oh, and you were waiting for me to cry. So I managed to stop before he'd realised. And then we were in the car on the way home. And I was driving and then just burst into tears. Like, yeah, that was certainly a like tearful movie.